Hello everybody, Josie here. So the next one of these, we're talking about top 5 queer sci-fi. So these are my favourite sci-fi books that are hella queer as well. Again, if you have any other recommendations, stick them in the comments down below, but here we go. So at number 5, I have How to Win the Time War. This book is weird, but weird in a good way. It's basically two agents kind of jumping across time and timelines, fighting against each other. So you've got red and blue, and you figure out that they're both female, and they have this kind of weird Romeo and Juliet style romance kind of across timelines and across the ages. It is very different. I think you'll either love it or you won't, but I really liked it. I thought it was a really interesting book. Then at number 4, we've got The Future of Another Timeline. Again, we're playing with time. We're jumping back and forth across space and time continuums and into history and to the 90s and then way back when and then into the future. Loved it. This is feminist as hell as well. And it's basically the idea that women's rights are being taken away by this kind of group of men. So a bit like How to Win the Time War, you have two factions fighting against each other. You've got the female faction trying to ensure rights for women, and then you've got the male faction trying to kind of take them away all the time. Again, there's loads of queerness, a lovely female romance involved in there, and it is extremely interesting, great message, proper girl power book as well. Love this book. At number 3, we've got Entangled and Unmasked by Amy Rose Capetta. This, I believe, is Amy Rose Capetta's first set of novels. So it's Entangled, I believe, is the first one, and then Unmade is the second sequel to it. And these are set in space, so it kind of has shades of what was to come in their Sword in the Stars series. And you have this main character, Cadence, I believe her name is kind of a rock star-ish, and then has to go on a mission on a spaceship and find out what happened to her brother, and there's female romance in it. There's kind of time hopping and space hopping and spacecrafts, and again, there is a humanity to it, which I like, even though we're set in space and we're kind of doing spacey things. I really love this book, or the series, and I think it's underrated, and I do hope that more people read it. Then at number 2, we have A Long Way to a Small and Angry Planet, Becky Chambers. I mean, all of these books are amazing. The first one's still my favourite. There are so many interesting characters. With my sci-fi, I'm very heavy into the characterization rather than necessarily all the sci-fi bit of it. I love good characters and good storylines and really characters with a heart. And these books definitely deliver on that. There is a lot of queerness. There's kind of, again, discussion about gender and almost non-binary, and, you know, how gender can change and is fluid. And there's a wonderful female interspecies romance in it. And I just adore these books. Hugely recommend if you haven't read them yet. And then at number 1, my personal favourite is Slow River by Nicola Griffith. Again, this is about the two central characters. It's a bit of a kind of more, I would say, dystopian in the future kind of sci-fi. But you have this kind of, these two main characters that have this kind of fucked up relationship, and then there's a conspiracy going on, and then one of the characters is also kind of going back to her memories of her family, and what happened there, and what her father did to her. And it it has this humanity and this grit and this darkness within kind of the confines of a sci-fi novel, and it's just one of my all-time favourite books. Absolutely love it, highly recommend it. So thank you for watching. I will see you all again in another video of these. And again, let me know if you have any recs for queer sci-fi. Bye.